we've been coming here since 1990 was my first visit.
Okay, what did you think of it then?
Well, I was a little stunned by Limerick, actually, because Frank always had described it in very grim terms, and I thought it was a rather nice Georgian city.
Yeah, it was parts of it, yeah.
Parts of it, yes, yes.
And since then, I'm sure you've seen a huge transition in Limerick every time you come.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
And you think it's for the better?
I do. I do. You know, my trips are kind of circumscribed because I come in for something specific.
Well, the reason you're in Limerick at the moment is to help Alfie launch his book.
Yes.
Which is a collection of notes and memoirs and bits and pieces.
Yes, a verse and song.
Yeah. Has he had a lot of help doing it from the McCourts, or is it more or less a solo venture?
No, I think this is something that arose right out of Alfie's guts.
Yep.
You know, as Jack Costello, who introduced him, Jack's an old friend of his, said, I mean, these are things that Alfie has had marinating in him for some long time, not unlike Frank. I mean, Angela's Ashes didn't just pop out. It was something that that he'd been thinking about for a very long time.
Well, it has been said that Angela's Ashes may not have been written other than for your intervention.
No, I wouldn't say that. You know, if I did anything, it was just to give Frank a kind of a safe haven in which to indulge himself.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
And that worked.
Yeah.
Well, behind every good man.
I'll take that.
Frank once described Alfie as being the poet of the family. Do you think that would have been more of a weight or more of a kind of a lift for him?
Well, as Alfie said himself, you know, he thought that was his burden to bear, but I don't think so. You know, as Billy Collins, the American poet, said, you know, poetry is a bird.
Yep. And
you know, Alfie has that kind of expansive spirit. You know, that takes wing, that takes flight.
There's a certain air that you need to carry.
And a kind of a lightness.
Yes.
So, and I think Alfie is that. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that there'll be more to come from Alfie in the future?
Oh, I think so. You know, he writes quite a lot in New York. He does a lot of newspaper articles and essays and things like that, in addition to the poetry and the singing.
Back to Limerick now, and I'm sure that you enjoy your stay while you're here. Are you here for long, and will you be with old friends and new?
Well, sadly, we are leaving tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But we've been here for a week. And we spent the early part of the week in Limerick looking around, reacquainting ourselves and coming to the museum and seeing what Una had done.
Yep.
And then we went off to Derby, England to see a musical version of Angela's Ashes.
Okay, and I heard that was a great success.
It was a great success.
Good.
Yeah.
And what did you take from it?
Well, what I took from it was that it's very odd that of the two major sort of presentational aspects of Angela's Ashes, the film and this musical, they were both done by Brits.
Okay.
Who understood the situation.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said from looking from outside looking in.
Absolutely.
You can see a lot of things.
And this was a very young man, Adam Howell, who did the music and lyrics.
How do you think Frank would have taken it?
I think he would have loved it.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, he would have been weeping.
Yeah,
as I said to you earlier, his bladder is near his eye.
All right. Okay. So it would have worked for him.
Yeah, I think it would have.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Ellen, for coming in and
very
having a quick chat with us.
Yeah, thank you.
We hope to see you back here soon again.
Yes, you
Back
will.
to your second home.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Okay.